You know, anybody that says words hurt has never been punched in the face.
How Will Smith's slap almost ended his career. The truth behind the Oscars slap heard around the world, and the damage it did behind the scenes. Will Smith was one of Hollywood's most beloved stars, a rapper turned actor with box office success, charm, and decades of goodwill. But on March 27, 2022, during the Academy Awards, a shocking moment changed everything. When Smith walked on stage and slapped comedian Chris Rock, the world watched in disbelief. What followed wasn't just backlash. It was a career-altering controversy. This is the story of what really happened, the build-up, the aftermath, and how a single moment almost destroyed a legacy. Section 1. A Hollywood Golden Boy. For over 3 decades, Will Smith wasn't just a movie star. He was a symbol of success, resilience, and transformation. He first captured hearts in the early 1990s with The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, a sitcom that blended comedy with heart and turned a West Philadelphia rapper into a household name. It wasn't just the jokes, it was the authenticity. Audiences watched Will grow up right alongside the character he played. By the late 90s, he made one of the smoothest transitions in entertainment history, from TV to music to blockbuster films. Independence Day, Men in Black, Hitch, I Am Legend, his name alone could guarantee a global box office hit. At the height of his career, he was one of Hollywood's highest-paid actors, known for charisma, action hero chops, and undeniable charm. But Will Smith wasn't just selling movies, he was selling an ideal. A loving husband. A devoted father. A man who talked openly about failure, therapy, and vulnerability in a way few male celebrities did at the time. Off-screen, he became a motivational figure. His Instagram and YouTube presence offered not just entertainment, but life advice. To many, he was the embodiment of what it meant to rise above struggle and live with purpose. And when he took on roles in more serious dramas, like Ollie, The Pursuit of Happiness, and later, King Richard, he earned critical acclaim for emotional depth and discipline, earning multiple Oscar nominations. Smith had achieved something rare, universal likability across generations, cultures, and even genres. He was safe, smart, funny, and inspiring. That's what made the events of the 2022 Oscars so shocking. Because in one moment, the man who built a career on control, kindness, and public grace, lost. Section 2. The slap heard around the world. The 2022 Academy Awards. Chris Rock took the stage to present an award and made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith, referencing her shaved head by comparing her to G.I. Jane. Jada, who has spoken publicly about alopecia, appeared visibly upset. Moments later, Will Smith walked onto the stage and, to the shock of everyone, slapped Rock across the face. The moment stunned the audience, both in the room and around the world. Was it scripted? Was it real? Within minutes, social media exploded. Smith returned to his seat, furious. Rock, clearly stunned, continued with the show. Just minutes later, Smith won Best Actor for his role in King Richard. He gave a tearful acceptance speech about love and protection, but the damage was already done. Section 3. The After. The backlash was immediate and fierce. Public opinion split. Some sympathized with Smith, citing years of jokes made at his family's expense. Others condemned the act as violent, unprofessional, and unacceptable, especially on Hollywood's biggest stage. The Academy launched a formal review. Within weeks, Smith resigned from the Academy. Shortly after, he was banned from attending the Oscars for 10 years. Behind the scenes, major studios began quietly pulling back. Netflix and Apple TV+ paused or shelved projects involving Smith. Brands distanced themselves. His long-awaited prestige moment had morphed into a PR nightmare. Chris Rock, meanwhile, declined to press charges and remained mostly silent until his 2023 stand-up special, where he addressed the incident with sharp clarity and Section 4. A public apology and silence. 22 months after the incident, Will Smith released a formal video apology. He called his behavior unacceptable, apologized to Rock and his family, and admitted that he had been under emotional stress. But by then, the public tide had shifted. The incident became a cultural flashpoint, the subject of internet memes, think pieces, and talk show debates. Was it about toxic masculinity? Celebrity ego? A private marriage turned public spectacle? Whatever the cause, the consequence was clear. Smith's image, once carefully cultivated, had been damaged in ways no award could fix. Section 5, Redemption or Rejection. In late 2022, Smith returned to the screen in Emancipation, a serious drama about a man escaping slavery. The film received mixed reviews, and Smith's award season presence was muted due to his Academy ban. Some fans welcomed him back. Others weren't ready. Smith has since kept a low profile, choosing reflection over exposure. He's spoken about therapy, growth, and rebuilding trust, both with audiences and himself. The slap didn't end his career, but it forced a recalibration of his public identity, from flawless role model to flawed human being. Whether he can rebuild what was lost remains to be seen. Conclusion. In just one moment, decades of carefully earned goodwill collided with a few seconds of raw emotion. One impulsive act, in front of millions, reshaped how the world viewed Will Smith. In today's culture of instant reaction and viral outrage, there's no rewind. No script to control. The same fame that elevated him to global icon status now magnified his biggest mistake. For some, the slap was unforgivable. For others, it was human, a painful, public lapse from a man under pressure. But either way, the incident stripped back the glossy image, leaving behind something more fragile and more real. The road to redemption isn't paved by publicists, awards, or even apologies. It's built over time, through silence, growth, and actions that speak louder than a headline. What happens next may not be up to Hollywood. Not the Academy. Maybe not even Will Smith himself. It may come down to us, the audience, and whether we still believe that one mistake doesn't erase a lifetime of meaning.